myself, and I. It's me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. It's me, myself, and I.
Boom, 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 boom. Hello, hola, hello. Welcome to the Quiet Storm. You're listening to me, myself, and I podcast. Hello, how are you? Do you feel good? I know you feel good. Springtime is upon us. Am I in your ear? I'm inside your ear right now. Shh. Don't say anything. Do you like hearing my voice? Good. Because... Welcome back to me, myself, and I. Episode Sesenta, Seis. Sesenta, Seis. Sesenta, Seis. 66th episode, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe it? We're getting closer to 100. We're doing it. I don't know if I've never done YouTube videos this many times. You know, I've never done a consistent Instagram post. You know, I've never really dedicated something as part of a job besides stand-up comedy, like podcasting. And I'm really glad that we are in our 66th episode. In the beginning, there was a podcast. It started with me. Then it went to myself. And now it's I. Me, myself, and I. Me, myself, Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to keep wasting your time. You are very, 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 very busy people, and I want to get straight to the point. Let's talk about what's important. If you are listening to this right now, welcome to Me, Myself, and I podcast. Happy Friday. I know you had a long week. If you're listening to this tomorrow, happy Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. Wait, what? What is Stone Cold Steve Austin Day? Well. Allow me to tell you what happy Stone Cold Steve Austin Days. First of all, everyone has these weird, May the 4th be with you. May 4th is a thing. And all the Star Wars nerds go, May the 4th be with you. Right? Well, yesterday was happy 3.14, happy Pi Day. Well, tomorrow, for all you wrestling nerds out there, oh God, it's a wrestling thing? Yes, it is. Tomorrow is the greatest day of March. And that's Stone Cold Steve Austin Day, 3/16. Now I know you're wondering, wait a minute, 3/16, that's the biblical thing, right? That's like John. Sorry, I slipped. But I got right back up, because that's what happens on Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. You may get kicked down, son. You may get beat a couple of times. But guess what? You get right back up. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. Well, I'm not going to podcast tomorrow, okay? I have a show tomorrow, and tomorrow's Saturday. It's a very busy day because I'm a parent, and I got a lot of to-do list stuff to do. So I might as well podcast now and talk about Stone Cold Steve Austin. Because we need to know what is 316? What is Stone Cold Steve Austin Day? Well, God Almighty, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold. Do you want to know what the birth of Stone Cold Steve Austin? You know why he claimed himself Austin 316? I know. He took it out of the Bible, called John 316. Okay? But, hey, I'm a biblical person too. But I'm going to follow Stone Cold Steve Austin over John 316 because I see Stone Cold Steve Austin. I know. I don't see him every day. But you want to know why it's called Austin 316 instead of John 316? Well, I'll tell you why. I'm going to show a little clip. We're going to play a clip. This happened at King of the Ring, 1996. For those who are non-wrestling fans, King of the Ring was a very big tournament back in the day. And whoever wins was considered King of the Ring. So let's take it back and listen to what Stone Cold Steve Austin did, because he defeated Jake the Snake Roberts. And Jake the Snake Roberts at the time was a very religious, God loves you type of person. And he would have all these amazing quotes. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit loud. He will have all these amazing quotes and scriptures. And the crowd wasn't gelling with it. So this is what Stone Cold Steve Austin said in his iconic speech, the beginning of Austin 316.
Prestigious King of the Ring, Stone Cold Steve Austin, an incredible victory. The first thing I want to be done is to get that piece of crap out of my ring. Don't just get him out of the ring, get him out of the WWF. Because I've proved, son, without a shadow of a doubt, you ain't got what it takes anymore. You sit there and you thump your Bible and you say your prayers, and it didn't get you anywhere. Talk about your Psalms, talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says I just whipped your ass. Come on, that's not necessary. All he's got to do is go buy him a cheap bottle of Thunderbird and try to dig back some of that courage he had in his prime. As the King of the Ring, I'm serving notice to every one of the WWF superstars. I don't give a damn what they are. They're all on the list, and that's Stone Cold's list, and I'm fixing to start running through all of them. As far as this championship match is considered, son, I don't give a damn if it's Davey Boy Smith or Shawn Michaels. Steve Austin's time has come. And when I get the shot, you're looking at the next WWF champion. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Oh, that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. Did you hear? I know what you're going to say. Well, wrestling's fake. Wrestling's not real. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up, because you watch movies. You watch This Is Us, and that's not real, but yet you have an emotional connection to your actors. So shut your damn mouth, okay? You can learn something from Stone Cold Steve Austin Day, and I'm about to tell you what you can learn. You don't understand, because for many years before Stone Cold Steve Austin joined the WWE, he was part of WCW. He was known as Stunning Steve Austin and the Hollywood Blondes, a tag team champion. And he was frustrated because all these people started getting a push, meaning getting promoted. When you get promoted, you get more TV time, you get a bigger belt, you're known as a champion, and guess what happens? You get more money. So when you get more money, when you're making money, you want to provide, right? You don't want to keep busting your ass off for nothing. You got to bust your ass off for millions of dollars. So that's why he was frustrated, because so many people started getting promoted quicker than him for some reason, and they were holding him down. They didn't like him, and you know what? He got fired. And this is true. This is not like WWE drama or anything like this. They fired WCW, and Eric Bischoff fired Stone Cold Steve Austin over a phone message. They didn't talk to him face to face. They didn't do any of that. They fired him and sent his merry way. And that triggered something to Stone Cold Steve Austin. That made him become more rambunctious. That made him become more vocal. He went to ECW for a while, and ECW was another federation that started in Philadelphia. And that was more of like the renegade, misfits, spit in your face type people, audience-wise, that they wanted blood. If they didn't see blood, they would riot. And Stone Cold Steve Austin fit right in there, and he became very vocal and talked about WCW. Basically, the storyline and reality was starting to coexist and work. And then he went to WWF at the time. He was known as Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was known as Steve Austin, He was known as Steve Austin. He was under Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. He was under him, and $1 Million Man was his manager, and he was known as the ringmaster, and he still wasn't as vocal as he wanted to be. Well, he finally got a chance to have his time to shine, and that's the speech that you just heard was the first time he became very vocal about who Stone Cold Steve Austin is, and that night just triggered Stone Cold Steve Austin everywhere. The next day, you see people having signs that says Austin 316, Stone Cold 316, Stone Cold Steve Austin, I'm going to whoop you. Everybody loved Stone Cold Steve Austin because he was the voice. He was the voice of the common man at that time. And he pursued, and he got grabbed, he held on to that lightning bolt and moved forward with his career. And now he's, made in the shade and almost retired and doing movies and making millions of dollars and has a podcast. And he's doing pretty damn well. So tomorrow, or if you're listening today, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. And I highly recommend everyone act or have a little Stone Cold Steve Austin inside them. Not just like act like him, like, what? You want it. First of all, I don't want to say don't do an impression of him, but have the work ethics of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Really figure out, what do you want out of life? What is important to you? And what's important to you, you need to be vocal about that. Because if you're not vocal, no one's going to hear you, and you're just going to be run over by everybody. And to be used and to be stepped on, and because people take advantage. There's a lot of shitty people out there, especially in the entertainment business, that like to step on people. If you haven't noticed, there's a lot of shitty people in the entertainment business. Do I have to really spell it out? Casting Couch, Harvey Weinstein, and now Aunt Becky bribing. Oh, God. Whoa. Earn money. Jesus. You got all that money. You have all that money in the world. And you're going to piss it away for your kid that doesn't even want to go to the college that she wants to go to. That's another story. And there's this ice cream truck driving by my studio. And sounds really creepy. I don't know if you can hear it. Okay. Anyways, I don't like that. I don't like ice cream trucks. They're creepy. Who knows how old that ice cream is, Ugh. They're probably not even, If your kids want ice cream, go take them somewhere. I want an ice cream. Not from an ice cream. Don't do it. Don't get ice cream from an ice cream truck. Okay? It's creepy. It really is. Whoever thought of that is a creeper. Okay? Go to an ice cream shop. Sit down. Have a cup of ice cream with your kid. Go to Baskin Robbins. Okay? Don't be Stone Cold Steve Austin and say, hell no, I'm not going to get some goddamn ice cream from an ice cream truck. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold Steve Austin said so. So what was I saying? What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, don't be stepped on. Life's too short to be stepped on. Life's too short to be, thrown away and moved on and all that wonderful stuff. And be vocal. Be very vocal. Here's a I got two stories I want to share with you. One of them you may or may not like, but I don't care because I'm going to tell you the truth. And I don't lie to you podcasters. I don't lie to you Emma Micers. I may lie to everyone else that doesn't know my podcast, but those that listen to my podcast, I'm not going to lie to you. Okay? I love my listeners, so I'm going to tell you the truth. Okay? A couple days ago, I'm sorry. If I'm being too loud, I apologize. A couple days ago, I took my youngest out, and she went to the park, and we were playing, and she was going all over the monkey bars and playing and hanging out, and I pushed her on the swing, and all of a sudden I hear this voice from behind. Hey, boss. Hey, boss. Hey, boss. I turn around. It's this kid, probably like 13, maybe 14 years old, huffing and puffing, no shirt. All he has is his gym shorts, shoes, huffing and puffing. And I'm like, what's up? He's like, I need to use your phone, boss. I got to call my mom. Can I use your phone? And I looked at him, and instantly something sounded suspicious. First of all, I don't, if you're a kid and you call me, hey, boss, I know something's up. Excuse me, sir. Okay? Let's deal with that first. When you call me, hey, boss, hey, bro, hey, dude, hey, man, and you want something from me, you're not going to get it. I don't trust you. So that was the first thing off the bat that I didn't trust. When you call me, hey, boss. If you turn around, excuse me, sir, I don't mean to bother you. Something. Show some respect. That's such an old thing. Yeah, I'm getting older, and I don't care. So you better call me sir, or Mr. Betancourt, or Mr. Anyways, that's the first thing I didn't like right off the bat. Instant suspicion. My Stone Cold Steve Austin radar went up. What? I said my Stone Cold Steve Austin radar went up. And that's the bottom line. Anyways, I looked at him. I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, I need to call my mom. And he looked over to the distance. And in the distance was a dirt bike. And his shirt was on top of the dirt bike. And he looked over there. I'm like, is that your bike? He's like, yeah. I'm like, did you run out of gas? Yeah. And I was about to give him my phone, and I was like, hold on. And I started calling the phone number. Let me call. What's your number? What's the number? And then he started, he gave me the number. I'm like, what's your mom's name? He gave me the mom's name. Didn't answer. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I don't know. No one's answering. He's like, all right. And so I went back to hanging out with my daughter, and then I looked and watched him run back to the bike, put his shirt on, take the dirt bike, look around over his shoulder, around his perimeter, and just sneak away. And right when he got away from the park, I was like, this motherfucker stole this bike. I know he did. I made sure my daughter was in a secure area, and I freaking called the cops. Yeah. Snitches get stitches, Mike. I don't care. You don't steal a bike in front of me. And what do you mean? What am I going to do? Not say anything? He stole a bike. I know he did. Something told me inside. My inner Stone Cold Steve Austin told me he stole this bike. You need to do something. So I contacted the police. Not emergency. I just contacted the police, and all of a sudden, within seconds, 4 or 5 cops. Different cops showed up with their cars, and they all came out of the cars, guns drawn, all huffing and puffing. Did you see where he went? I'm like, the kid with the bike? He's like, yeah, he dodged us once. This motherfucker stole a bike. And I let them know where he was at. And they were doing this job, and I decided to leave because I didn't want to be one of those neighbors. Well, what are you guys going to do next? Let the cops do their job. All right? Let the cops do their job. So I stepped away, got my kid in the car, and we drove away. And we drove by the neighborhood to see where he was at. Nowhere. He was nowhere to be found. And then when we were driving away home, probably like 5-10 minutes later, after the cops left, We were driving on our way home. And then all of a sudden we see in a different neighborhood, a kid with his hands up, and cops have their, I don't know if they have their guns drawn, but the lights were on and he was about to get arrested. This kid stole a bike. My inner Stone Cold Steve Austin said, do something about it. And I did. And I'm being vocal about it. What? You're right. Austin 316 says, I'm just going to whoop your ass. Man, that kid made a dumb decision. He made the worst decision he can possibly make in his entire life was to steal a bike. Why? Okay. Why steal a bike in broad daylight? Think about that. In suburbia. Why steal a bike in suburbia? Broad daylight. Go up to a total stranger who looks like a cop. A lot of people say I look like a cop because I'm always serious when I'm off stage, and my wife says I always walk around like I have a stick up my ass like cops do. But hey, whatever. Why would you go up to me if I look like a cop asking for help and you couldn't even lie properly? You didn't look at me in the eye. You didn't say, excuse me, sir. You weren't kind. You didn't try to manipulate anything. You were stupid. And that's what you deserve. You deserve that. I hope he learns from this. I hope he becomes a better person from this. And if I see someone stealing, I'm going to rat you out. I'm going to protect my neighborhood. Okay? If someone stole from you and you're stealing back from what was been stole, I understand. I'll be on your side. But if you're stealing a bike and trying to get away with it, nah, not going to happen. Not going to happen. I am the best snitch on the block. You hear me? I will act like your best friend, and then as soon as you walk away, blip, 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 911, what's your emergency? And I will be clear and concise and very descriptive. Because bikes, it's a dirt bike. It doesn't need to be stolen, okay? If you did it at nighttime and you snuck away and you got a trailer and you had masks and you had gloves and you were very smart about it, I'm going to give you props. Hey, you stole it the right way, but you're not doing it the right way. You're going to do it the dumb way. Well, then guess what? You don't deserve it. So guess what? You're probably going to jail. And that's the bottom line because I said so. What? So that's the bottom line. I know. But I don't snitch all the time, okay? It was right in front of me. If I didn't say anything, that bike would have been stolen, and whoever had that bike, what? Would have been outright miserable because they lost a bike. A dirt bike is not cheap, okay? That's like what, $1,200, $1,500 maybe, roughly? My inner Stone Cold Steve Austin said do it, and I'm going to do it, and that's what I did. You want to hear something else? Here's another thing what happened to me, a.k.a. inner Stone Cold Steve Austin. For the longest time, I've been trying to get back. I just did about a year ago, I did a gig at this winery in the Bay Area. Wonderful room. Oh, my God. So much fun. It was a barrel room. Holds about 250 people. Tight. And as soon as you say hello, everybody's laughing. And, that night I did well. I did extremely well. I did so well. I sold merchandise. People came up to me after the show, and we all had a great time. And I've been trying to get back to this place since. Been trying my ass off to get back at this place ever since. Been contacting the booker over and over and over again. No answer. And I know the booker's looking at this because it's on Facebook message. And when you send someone a Facebook message, when you can tell when they read it, when you see the little bubble drop down to the message, it's been read. And I see that all the time. Every single time I send a message, I see this bubble drop. Blip. Read. Blip. Read. Hey, this is Mike. Get back to me as soon as you can. Blip. Read. No answer. Blip. Read. No answer. Blip. Read. No answer. Well, what did my inner Stone Cold Steve Austin say? What? What did my inner Stone Cold Steve Austin say? It says there's something amok, son. Something's wrong. Something's fishy. And there was. Because I finally sent a message. And the booker finally got back to me and told me he was going to pass on me because there was a handful of people that did not like my comedy act, which is why I'm not allowed back at this winery. I'm like, wait a minute, I made a shitload of people laugh. I sold merchandise that night, and now you're going to come back to me after a year of avoiding me? That's what really made me mad. I don't care. If you don't like my act, that's fine. You have a right not to like my act. You have a right to complain and bitch about it at a winery. I don't give a fuck. It's so funny how people can whine and bitch about comedy acts, but they won't say a goddamn thing with kids in cages. They won't say a fucking thing with homeless people. They won't say a fucking thing about sex trafficking. They won't say a fucking thing about veterans being homeless. They won't say any of that shit. But as soon as a comedian goes on stage and makes someone laugh, I'm going to be vocal right now. Now's the time to say what's on my mind. I'm going to make sure this comedian doesn't get work here again. Blah, blah, blah. Go ahead. Judge me, because I don't give a shit. What? I don't give a shit. And that's the bottom line. I don't mind that. What I didn't like was being avoided for a year. Call me the next day and tell me what's up. That's all you had to do was call me the next day and say, look, Mike, I got to level with you. These people don't want you back. But you're going to avoid me for a year and then you're going to tell me finally? You know, I don't fucking care because this is not the first winery I've been banned from. This is not the second winery I've been banned from. I know there's a trend of wineries that don't like me, and I don't give a fuck if I don't get booked at a winery. I don't care. Maybe my persona does not fit the oh, that was humorous. Yes. That was rather very exclusively funny. Maybe that's not my type of humor either. Maybe that's not my type of audience. And that's okay. You know what tongue-tied? You know what my type of audience are? Ones that like the truth. Ones that laugh at jokes and not give a shit and not be offended. If they're offended, my fans, if you're offended about my jokes, guess what you do? You stop laughing, but you keep moving on to a joke that you do like, and you continue to listen to my podcast. So this podcast is for you. And if you want to know what winery banned me, all you got to do is email me at mmipodcast19@gmail.com, and I will tell you which winery has banned me. And I don't care. I don't care. I don't mind being banned from wineries because breweries, comedy clubs, private parties, California, Oregon, Nevada. I got some fans in Arkansas as well. I got fans in Oregon. I got fans in California. I got fans in Washington. I got fans. I actually looked. Check this out, Mikers. I actually looked on my stats on my podcast, and I have fans in Spain. I have a fan in Uruguay. I don't know if that's a bot or not, but apparently this one person's been listening to all my podcasts. So, hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Está bien? Sí. But I don't mind being banned from wineries, okay? Because I have my fans, and that's okay. And I'm not damning wineries. If you're going to book me in love, I've done wineries where people loved me. And I've done wineries where everyone's all stiffed up, where everyone has like a stick up their ass and like, I can't believe I'm sipping my wine and I'm being verbally harassed. That's it. Oh dear, there is sand in my vagina. Yes. There is sand in my vagina and it's caused by you, comedian Michael Betancourt. You are a comedian and you disrupted my way of thinking. I'm offended. What about kids in cages? I have nothing to say. What about the homelessness? I have nothing to say. Yes, I like to judge. Yes. You don't understand, Michael. In order to judge, you must be a hypocrite. Do you understand? If you're going to judge and complain and be offended by a stand-up comedy, you must be a hypocrite. Are you a hypocrite, Michael? No. See, that's why you don't do well at wineries. You must be a hypocrite. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. I'm glad I got that off my chest, ladies and gentlemen. You know what, Emma Mikers, I love you very much. And I thank you every single time you're listening to this podcast. So do me a favor. If you want to know what winery I'm banned from, shoot me an email. And you may or may not win a free Mike B shirt. First 5. There we go. First 5 people to email me, I'll tell you the winery and you'll win a Mike B shirt. Boom. That's very Stone Cold Steve Austin of me. Ha ha! Yeah! Boom! Yeah. And if you're around, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, mark your calendars. March 30th at Dreaming Dog Brewery in Elk Grove, California. I am producing a show called Top Dog Comedy. We got a great, fantastic lineup. It's me as a host. You have from TMZ Live, Wendy Lewis. From the JMO podcast, Nick Larson's featuring, and the top dog himself from ABC, from Showtime and HBO. Chicago Steve Barkley. It's going to be fun. Get your tickets. Bug me. Email me. Let me know if you want tickets or not. I know you do. I know you want to come out. I know you want to have fun. And also, this podcast is sponsored by Waza Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You mentioned the Me, Myself, and I podcast. You will get half off the first month of training. That's half off to choke someone out that's easily offended by your jokes. You can learn how to do that real quick. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. And here we go. You ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. My fingers are ready. Stone Cold, are you ready? What? I said, are you ready? Oh, hell yeah. Salsa! 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 Hey!